Hey folks, Joshua Flournoy here, licensed realtor and land agent with Hawkeye Farm Management and Real Estate here in southern Iowa. It's July 10th. My son William and I are out doing some summer scouting, putting some trail cameras up on the edge of some soybean fields, trails coming in, trying to see what we got that's going to be big and worth pursuing this fall during hunting season. Thought you might like to come along. I think we found a spot where there's a fair number of deer coming out into the field here. Looks like we found one of their favored crossings right here. It's not as visible in the video, but that spot right there across that little creek is beaten down something serious. Well, we've been looking around all afternoon and we found a pretty good spot where there's a good trail coming right through here, and we're about 50 yards off the edge of the soybean field. So we're putting the camera in this honey locust sapling right here. We're going to put it up about 5 feet high and kind of point it down towards the trail. There's some pretty good sized buck tracks on the trail, so we're thinking this would be a good location for the camera. I think we're all good. What do you think, William?
I think so.
It's kind of hard to tell on the camera here. But we found a trail with some seriously big tracks on it. And there's a lot of last year's rubs right here in the area also. We're thinking that's probably a pretty good place to set a camera up. Well, we couldn't find a good tree to put the camera on. They're all crooked down here, but we did bring a trail camera stick with us. So we're just putting it right here. And it's facing kind of diagonal down the trail, and there are some seriously large tracks on this trail here. So we're thinking if we leave this camera here for a few weeks, I'll be very surprised if we don't get some pictures of some pretty good bucks. We're putting out some trail cameras on some private land also, in addition to the public land that we put some out on earlier. We've got some private land near us that the farmer gave permission to put some trail cameras out to see if we can see what's around. So as you can see, we've got a very lush alfalfa field right behind us here. And then where I'm walking is a good mixture of clover and alfalfa. And then I don't know if you can see it, but if I lift this up real high, you might can see that there's some soybeans behind the alfalfa. So not sure exactly what the deer are doing, but the farmer actually told me he saw a pretty good buck feeding out in his alfalfa here a couple weeks ago when he was coming out to mow it to get ready to bale it. So that's pretty good intelligence there from the farmer about maybe a good location to put the camera. So I'm going to be looking for that spot here. Well, I didn't find one particular trail coming out to this alfalfa, but there's quite a few trails coming through a grassy area right here on the edge of the alfalfa. So I decided to put the camera right there. And it's a Tacticam Reveal X cell cam, so we should know pretty quick whether there's deer coming out into this alfalfa field behind me here. Pointing right down the edge of this alfalfa where there's quite a got another camera in a spot I'm going to right now that I found a pretty decent shed nearby back in late March, so it makes sense that there's a good buck over here pretty close to where I've got my camera. I've got the camera within probably 50 yards of where I found the shed, and there is a late planting of soybeans here right on the edge of where I've got my camera. So they're nice and young and tender right now, should be pretty attractive to the deer. But I don't think the ears are very well developed just yet, so I'm not sure how much attraction that is providing to the deer. But these beans right in front, I'm sure they're eating the heck out of those. We're going to put this last camera somewhere along the edge of these soybeans here. It should be just a little bit easier to tell where the deer are coming out here. The only problem I'm a little worried about here is some of these soybeans are about belly button high on me, and my camera stick is not that tall. So we might have to find a little short spot somewhere to put the stick. I found a spot here where there's definitely some sign of some browsing here. Quite a few tracks coming through here as they work up the edge of these beans away from